You may have noticed somebody missing from the usual lineup at the barn. Ladybug is out here in the back.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest thing that's happened since we were done with the camel train in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I think this is the biggest thing that's happened maybe after getting camels.
Yeah. And it's not a good thing.
No. So we're going to talk about it in the next video.
Beginning, you spark a heart that's gone to line, and you jump the spine. You stun like a cannon, you show the scars of your darkest night in the morning light. For you, I have waited so long. Oh.
Is it leaking?
You light like moonlight. You got the medals on the floor, and you break the.
You're probably wondering why Ladybug and Honeybee are in this little teeny tiny paddock. We got some bad news to share in this video, and we're going to talk about it. You should be uphill of me. Oh, is it too dark?
Yeah, it's a little dark.
Let's hope. That's better, right? I don't know, do we jump right in or do we like explain how we got here? This is really awful news that we're gonna be sharing today. We were totally blindsided by this, hit in the gut. There's no easy way to say this, but we'll go the long route. How's that?
We do regular disease testing on the animals, the cows, because we're milking them. So while we were pulling blood to check for pregnancy on Luna, we pulled blood from Ladybug too, just to do a round of disease testing. And she came back as positive for Johne's disease.
For most of you out there who are like, huh? Johne's, what's that? That's exactly what I said when Kay showed me the results. Long story short, kind of ruins their digestive tract.
Yeah, it makes it so they can't absorb nutrients. So essentially while they still eat, they have good appetites, they become emaciated, and they starve to death because they can't absorb their nutrients.
There's no cure for Johne's.
There's a 10 to 15% survival rate.
And
they are contagious to other animals, to other ruminants.
And if the animal who has Johne's is there on your property, pooping all over your property, they're what's called shedding this disease, spreading this germ onto your property, and it lasts for years.
It's a MAP. MAP is the bacterium. Johne's is the disease from that bacterium. So yeah, they're actively shedding the bacterium, and it can survive in the environment for years.
Please cover me. Buried in wonder.
Okay, so Johne's disease 9 times out of 10 will kill the animal that has it. So this is one of the first things I learned pretty quickly. The next thing I wanted to know was, wait a second, how did this happen? Because we purchased Ladybug from a farm that claimed to be a disease-free herd. In our paperwork, she's a registered Jersey. In our paperwork, in our receipt there, it says disease-free herd. So is this something that we did? Is this our fault? Did you get Yonis here on our farm somehow?
Probably not.
No.
Because we've had a closed herd, so we haven't introduced new animals.
The answer is no, probably not.
And Yonis is a disease that more often than not happens when the calves are very young and their gut is permeable, so the bacterium can get in there. They get it from their mother, in utero, through the milk colostrum possibly, but more likely from the manure.
When we were shopping for Ladybug, we were very much looking for a disease-free quality animal that we knew we could bring here, grow our herd over the years, and have a disease-free herd ourselves.
Yeah, that was one of the most important things to us. Regardless of breed, actually, I was looking at several different breeders. This farm stood out to me because of the testing they did on the animals, and they had the disease-free claim for their farm.
Here's the thing with Yonis. It doesn't show up in testing till the cow is around 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So while Ladybug tested free of it when we purchased her, and we have the paperwork to prove it, and here she comes to 2 properties that never have had cows, has only a closed herd, and we've only done AI, no bull. This was like such a shock, because this was just a routine thing. Like, we just doing our routine testing, gonna come back negative just so we can show people, like, look, we got a clean herd. So in this shock, trying to gather some information, we called up our favorite cow vet, Cody Creelman, and we had a phone call with Cody to pick his brain and ask him what's going on, what happened. Cody said it's not our fault. This happened when she was young. He said if she in fact has Yonis, it's most likely a death sentence. We may, even if she were to survive, that 10% chance she might, we are adding more exposure to the property here. There's more risk.
And the other cows.
The other cows, sheep, camels, every ruminant that comes on this property will be more endangered. He did offer one small bit of hope that we are clinging to right now, which is why we're standing in this little 20 by 20 paddock here where Ladybug will stay for the next 6 weeks.
The blood test is inaccurate, so it's not 100%. Even though she's a positive, that's not 100% sure that it is, in fact, positive. So we're doing a fecal culture. We'll see if the bacterium is in there. That takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get the results back. So until then, we're going to have her here. One of the signs of Yonis disease is diarrhea, which we noticed her having real loose stools once we put them on the green grass. Fresh spring green grass, that's what we thought it was. We took the time to make sure her rumen had time to adjust, filled her up with hay, then put her on the grass, and everybody at first had runny stool on spring grass, but hers hasn't cleared. And for me, in my heart, I feel like she has Yonis disease. But
Cody,
yeah.
and we're gonna actually have Cody on a video very, very soon. You're gonna see a video where we interview Cody about this, because we always, with stuff like this, we always really just focus on, let's get some, you know, medical professional help. We use vets all the time here on this homestead. And one of the things, like, I really appreciated that Cody made very clear right away was this is not our fault. This has nothing to do with us. We did everything right. This is a very prevalent, prolific disease. Most dairies and cow herds in the world have this disease. Cody said it's prolific. Unless you're actively managing to not have it, you have it.
Yeah, even if you are actively managed.
Even if you're actively, you can still have it.
Yeah, it's estimated that 90% of dairy herds are infected with Yonis in this country. So
we did, and Cody will confirm this when we talked to him. He told us on the phone, we did everything right. If we didn't want to have this in our herd, we did what we were supposed to. And unfortunately, the product we bought seems to not have been what we bought.
yeah, it doesn't come up in testing if they're young until they're a little older. Maybe they've dealt with some stress, calving, a move, and then it'll pop up. So
Cody's suggestion to us.
I keep saying so. You're gonna edit 3 times I say so, and you start with Cody.
Cody. Cody, the only reason that we have this glimmer of hope is because Cody said there could be some error in the test. So we are sending in a fecal sample. You already talked about this.
They're
6 weeks.
Yeah.
We have to wait 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
So right now, Ladybug and her calf, here we go. Cody said her calf has already been exposed. If she has it, she has it. If not, at this point, there's not really concern she's gonna get it. So
Right.
if Honeybee has it, unfortunately, there's no risk in putting Honeybee with Ladybug right now.
Yeah, this will be an upcoming video because
Low risk.
because Luna probably doesn't have it, which means her calf would be low risk as well, Grasshopper. But her calf also nursed off of Ladybug. Was there, because they were all together, was there an opportunity for both calves because it's in the feces? Is there an opportunity for both of them to have Yonis? Yes. This is a big disappointment for us because we've really been working hard with our cows to have a nice little homestead milk cow. And this means we cannot sell any calves for the next several years.
We have already talked about on the channel, we have a deposit on Grasshopper. We announced this. She was going to a wonderful home. We refunded the deposit.
We refunded the deposit because it's not something I'm comfortable selling with
Passing
the possibility, that okay, now this could introduce Yonis to your property.
To be clear, Grasshopper will test clear of Yonis.
Yeah.
Luna will test clear of Yonis.
Well, Luna did. We got
Actually,
her result
Luna
back
did,
already, and
yes.
she was a negative.
So to be clear here, and this is a warning to any of you out there who've been inspired by us to go down this route and get a disease-free Jersey, you have to, there is a lot of work you have to go through to make sure you got a disease-free cow. We've learned in this last week.
And there's no guarantee. And that was an interesting thing I read from Penn State University, that no herd can unequivocally say that they are free from Yonis. It's not possible. Because of the limitations of the testing, which means it doesn't pick it up, a positive is a positive, but a negative could be a positive as well. So there are definite limitations to the testing on Yonis. This is a disease that was discovered back in the late 1800s, and still, no reliable vaccine, no real great testing on younger animals.
Small chance she'll survive, but will her survival risk other animals? Right now, Honeybee's at a low risk being with her, but she's still, ideally, Ladybug would be away from everything and completely off this farm if she has it. The thing is, we don't know if she has it, and we have to dry her off. And
yeah, is the Yonis in her milk? It could be, if she's to that advanced stage. I don't know that she is yet.
oh, we should talk about what that means for
the milk,
the milk.
for the meat.
Yonis in the milk. This is something that there's a lot of conjecture about. It's not been proven yet, but people feel there's a correlation between Yonis in milk and
what Cody said was, it seems to be that people with a certain genetic tendency to maybe the Yonis can cause Crohn's. It's kind of, they're
and
not
that
sure
other
yet.
one. What's that other? rheumatoid arthritis.
And rheumatoid arthritis, yeah. So they're not
It's not
sure.
proven. We're not saying it is or it isn't. We're just saying there's that risk. And why we have a mini Jersey dairy with disease-free cows is to avoid that stuff.
Because we are drinking raw milk.
If you are...
Could we just pasteurize the milk? Would that make it better?
Probably
No,
not.
because they've still found yonis in pasteurized milk. So the milk you get at the grocery store, Cody said, is Yoni's milk. Fortunately, we have not been milking Ladybug. We've been milking Luna. In this lactation, we have milked just a handful of times, which has been, you know, pretty fortunate.
Yeah, and before this all started. As far as meat goes, Yoni's particles are in the stuff is in the poop. There's a higher chance of that getting in your milk than in your meat. So should Ladybug, we find out, is positive with this, there is the option to cull her and use her meat. It's hard to even say right now on camera.
Yeah, I see him. Everyone sees each other.
I'll keep my hand here on your back. I won't move it while you sleep. The shaking hours have settled down, 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 down. Take all the help that you need.
So this is horrible. This was like the most devastating. This was the most devastating thing to happen to us as homesteaders, right? I don't want to be too dramatic here and say, I mean, I'm putting the parameters as homesteaders. You know, we've had as humans with children, scarier things happen, and like humans, but as homesteaders, this has been the biggest just punch to the gut that we've had in almost a decade of doing this.
Yeah.
Because we did everything right.
It was very unexpected.
We did everything. This was not like we ran out on Craigslist and found the first cow and we're like, cool, let's keep a disease-free mini Jersey herd, or we didn't get the free cow years ago and we found the right cow and she saved money up on the side and scrimped and pinched and we made it, and like then we learned how to breed, and now we have these 4 little beautiful cows. We had a deposit. We were gonna start selling our first mini Jerseys and making really nice money with our nice little homestead herd, and it was gonna be profitable. Accountant Mike was gonna give it a big old thumbs up. And then this, and it was just like...
Surprise, I said a good table, take all that you need. It all remain open, you see what I mean. We will blur edges and red every cage. We will push candles and feel every blaze. We set a good table, take all you need. We set a good table, take all you need. We will see colors that wonder and burst. We will raise glasses and rid every thirst. We set a good table, take all you need. We set a good table, take all you need.
And the worst of it all, right? The worst of it all. There's so many facets and areas that this affects, but the worst of it all is it's Ladybug. She's our favorite.
Put it on just like a hiding place in 3 separate acts that ends in disgrace. In the morning everything is safe and you make your way back home. Settle down for the night.
Yep. I was talking this morning like, oh, I'm ready to quit it all. I'm ready to go surfing.
got her set up now in a nice shady paddock. We'll be bringing her hay. She can see Luna. Everyone can see each other. So she'll have, you know, if the test comes back and it's negative for Yonis, she'll have a nice vacation here in the shade. And if not, then we've got some hard decisions to make.
And I'm afraid we're gonna have Cody on to talk about this, because this is something anyone who gets into cows needs to educate themselves about. So I know you have a lot of questions. Probably everything we said we're gonna talk about again with Cody. You'll hear a lot there.
Yeah, but going forward, if I can make a recommendation to anybody right now, it's do a blood test.
Oh, absolutely, do a blood test.
Do a regular, whether it's every 6 months or every year, on all your cows.
I thought you meant if people were gonna buy one. If you're gonna buy one, do a blood test.
Oh yes, do all for your cow. Hopefully they have disease testing on every single cow in their herd from years that you can look at and see that they have been clear. Now, you know, people are dishonest and they could not be telling you the truth. They could scratch out the cows that are positive and not show you those cows, right?
Yeah.
Then it's in their herd. This is just
a
risk you take.
If we were Joe Schmo Farm and just had a website, come check out our cows, and you didn't know we had Ladybug, and I wanted to sell you Grasshopper, we could call Ladybug, tear up her paperwork, put it in the fire.
Yeah, honestly, like, you could see her now and say, wow, she looks great.
She looks great.
She
We were
doesn't look
about to
bad at
have
all.
a body confirmation score done on her, just to talk about what a healthy cow should look like.
So that's not a sign.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But
yeah,
if
you
this
could
is
have
what
a
she
healthy
has,
looking cow and
things are
still
going
have
to-
yonis.
Okay. So if you are buying, we bought from a herd that was called disease free, and that's another, we have to, so where we go from here, for the next 6 weeks, we're waiting on testing. This could all be just a big scary thing that turns out to be not as bad as it seems, or totally fine, actually, it could be.
Or it could drastically alter our plans that we've had for all the cows on the property. And we're starting to figure out those plans with the help of Cody, giving us the advice that he has as a cow vet for how many years.
We can, if she has yonis, we can work our way back through a lot of hard work to be a yonis free test result farm. But it has put off our where we were at. We just got knocked back years. Not all the years, but years. And emotionally, we've got knocked back. I mean, we're both, neither of us are very hopeful right now. There's a glimmer. We're taking the tests. It's gonna be a long 6 weeks.
All right.
Post your questions below, and we'll come back with Cody and answer some. Because Cody will answer them. We don't have a whole lot of like set plans right now. We're kind of just in waiting mode.
It's yeah, it's one of those things where the plans, we have them kind of in pencil, right? It's nothing set because nothing can be set yet, but decisions have to be made and we have to be prepared if the hard decisions are made. Like, well, we're butchering. If we need to butcher, it's gonna be like July.
Yeah, it's this slew of like things you don't want to plan for. We want to be hopeful. We want to get back a negative result on the two tests. The next one we're having done is a more accurate test. So we really want to just be hopeful, like this is going to come back negative. But if it comes back positive and we want to have her butchered because we don't want to have her wasted, then we have to figure out how, like, I don't want to bring her to a slaughterhouse. Nothing, I mean, I brought lots of animals to slaughterhouses. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. I just, Ladybug, what she's done for us over the years, the life she's lived, I don't want to put her in that scary, you know, loading her into a trailer and driving her to a slaughterhouse and she doesn't know where she is and there's other cows but then we got to figure out like how to take care of that here in the middle of the summer. So you have to like plan this like super like complicated stuff that you don't want to plan.
Yeah.
This is like,
Yeah, I saw her come into heat the other day, 2 days ago. And I thought, oh good, I've been waiting to see her come into heat so I can plan when to AI her next. And then I just like, I realized, no, I don't have to think about that. Not now. Yeah, it derails and you just think about a lot of stuff you just weren't planning on. Hope she'll just die of old age. Walk out one day and find her in the field. Like 15.
and this one, like, you know, there's then this element of like, you know, there's a 10% chance she could survive, but then she's spreading this disease. Who right now we're okay, but we are gonna have more calves. We're gonna have more lambs and calves and camel calves, and they'll all be susceptible.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If she has it, I would never keep her around.
As much as it would be nice to, you know, be able to say like, oh, let her live out her days, and then there's a danger there. And this is a homestead. As much as we love our dairy girls, we have to make the smart decisions with our animals. We can't let our attachment have us do something that would be like foolish for the health of our entire, like all our ruminants. Ruminants play a huge part in our homestead. That would be a stupid decision to make for us.
For anybody.
I mean, if you have one pet cow and you want it to live out its life after you find out it has
Yeah, and you're not planning on having any more
sure.
cows or
have your
sheep
pet
or
cow
goats and...
live out its life, and maybe it's got a calf that's already been exposed, and you say, well, I'll let my one cow live out and I won't do any more calves and I'm done. If that's what you decide, sure. But like if you're gonna keep breeding, it's too risky. So this is like we'd love for this to not have happened, and our 100 days of videos not ended with this horrible, like, sad, scary news. But that's homesteading, man.
Lay your head upon my chest. Yeah, yeah. Let your tears fall here again. Yeah, yeah. The humid night and sweet perfume